not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the I am and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the I am. Trust also in him. And he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in Yahuwah, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the men who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The I am will laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter in their own hearts, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the I am upholdeth the righteous. The I am knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. And they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the I am shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away. Psalms chapter 37, verses 1 through 20 to be continued. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forevermore. Almost forgot that one. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes. All praises, all praises, all praises to the Most High. He deserves all praises that you would give him. Anything that you think that is so small, give him the praise for it. Yes, give him the praise for it. Just thank him, whatever. I thank God that he's given me this 25 cents to buy this 25-cent piece of penny candy. Yes, that is God's doing. See, God is always, he's looking for the little things. He's the little things that if we can praise him and thank him and exalt him over the little things, the big things are no problem. Many of us, we want that spectacular testimony before a congregation or before a people, and it means nothing. What did God really deliver you from in all of that? Yes, you might have gone through this and that, but what in you did he delivered you from that would have you exalt him, that would cause you to not see what you went through, but to see who took you through it? What did God deliver you from? Yes. And we also thank God for those of you who've been with us since the beginning, and those of you that have been with us here and there's about, and those of you that have just subscribed and are about to subscribe, calling those things that are not as though they are. All praises. You're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay. Yes. And we're in still the book of 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel, we were in chapter 8. Yes, chapter 8. Chapter 8. I believe we're in chapter 8. I know I read it last night. Chapter 8. We at chapter 7. All right, chapter 7. I'm sorry, chapter 7. I don't know where my mind was, but either way, chapter 7. And it came to pass when the king sat in his house that the I am had given him rest round about his enemies. When you do that which pleases God, even your enemies are at peace with you. This is a song that had to be from David. To get that peace, because he was deemed a man after God's own heart. That peace that surpassed all understanding, as your 26 books put, your 33 books put. And that the king said unto Nathan, the prophet. Now we see that Nathan the prophet is the prophet of David's time. After Samuel had died, then Nathan, the prophet Nathan, had become the major prophet of that time, and that he's prophet unto the king right now. And the king said unto Nathan the prophet, See now, I dwell in a land and house of cedar, but the ark of God dwelleth with curtains. You know what he's saying now? God is not in the ark, but God's words are written on paper or scribed on stone. They become spirit to the person who takes them as spirit. Now, when I speak from my heart, they're spirit. It's what my spirit is saying. Yes. He says now, in verse 3, and Nathan said to the king, Go and do all that's in thy heart, for the I am is with thee. And it came to pass that night that the word of the I am came unto Nathan, saying, Go tell my servant David, Thus saith the I am, Shalt thou build me a house for me to dwell in? In other words, God had put it on his heart aforetime. On David's heart. Aforetime, as we see. And now he talks to the prophet again and asks him the question. Verse 6, Whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day, but have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle. Not that God lived there. He's talking about just dwelling among the people. Because the people cannot behold God's glory because they will die. No man has seen God at any time. Now you have two governments there. You got the government of heaven, the angels, amongst the angels, or messengers, or spirits of God, and then you have the realm of men. Yes. Well, God wants to commune and talk to you. Yes, regardless of whether you're Israelite or what have you. If you follow the statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High, doing those things which are right before the Most High, and doing those things that you can within this society that is based on wickedness. Yes, you too can have the Most High dwelling even with you. Now, he said, I have not dwelt, he's in verse 7, in all the places wherein I have walked with all the children of Israel, spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people Israel, saying, Why build ye not me an house of cedar? Now therefore so thou shalt say unto thy servant David, Thus saith the I am of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote. In other words, you was a shepherd, a little shepherd boy, as the English would put it, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people and over Israel. Yes, he had to follow the sheep in order to make sure the sheep was safe. But this is where they get the good shepherd from and all these other words they get. But either way, you have these churches today, they talk about build me a house. God said, build me a house. That's not what God is talking about. The temple. There was a place in the temple where they could sacrifice unto the Most High. There was a place in the temple where the mercy seat, the Ark of the Covenant with the mercy seat there. How did God sit there? I don't know. God is spirit. Apparently he had some way where he dwelt among the children of men. And now here you go, God saying, all I have is this cloth tent. And you, David, you going to build you a house of cedar? I mean, a house smelling good? And he really reprimands David for this. And I was with thee whatsoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. In other words, you've been the praise, the song. You've been there. People are fearing you. They fear even to even tread even in the land for evil toward the children of Israel because of you. So it's not really because of David, it's because of the Most High. See, the Most High can put fear in men. He can cause men to bow before you even though they don't know why they're bowing. Because if he put his glory upon you, no one can resist the glory of the Most High. No one. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people. He said, nevertheless, I'm telling you this, and I will plant them, and that they may dwell in a place of their own and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore as before time. Now, he's going to do that, but was he speaking of that time? Yeah, he was. He was speaking of that time, and it did happen for a short time. And the fact is that God's going to have a temple. The hearts of men are going to be cleansed. And there will be no more evil in the earth. And God will be praised continually by those who have seen his might and are persuaded never, ever, never, 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 ever to betray or go after their own lust and their own desires apart from the Most High. This is the reason for the rest. This is the reason for a lot of things. This is the reason for you hiding the word of the Most High, his commandments, statutes, ordinances, and laws inside your heart. That we might get to the point where we never, ever, never, never betray God. It's about him. It's about the Most High. There are many gods in the earth. There are many gods that men have created. Even men have made themselves gods who die at a certain age. But the fact is, God, he never changes. Not physically, nor mentally, nor spiritually. God never changes. This is the whole essence of our King. We don't have to, we can look, if you're looking for a man to be steadfast, you got a problem. But if you're looking for God to be steadfast, you got your mind in the right place. You're going to be disappointed. Those of you who've been amongst camps and churches and mosques and find out the people were just as wicked as those you come out from among. But the fact is, God never is that way. This is why we must hang our hopes on God. Follow God. Let him be your leader. Let him be your king, your president, your councilman, or whatever. Let God be that. Yes, you have to live in two phases of this earth. You have to live with the wicked, and you have to try to do that which pleases the Most High, but yet it's the same thing. Soon God will take it away. It's the trying of you. These wicked, even the rich, are there to try those that be candidates for those who will endure till the end. Even he that cometh to a certain day to damn your name. Now, he says in verse 9, and I was with thee whatsoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name like unto the great name that of the men that are in the earth. Verse 10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them, and that they may dwell in a place of their own, move no more, neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more before time. And as since the time I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies, also the I am telleth thee that he will make thee an house. And when thy days be fulfilled, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. He said, you're going to die, man. And I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. Now, it's English. Proceed out of thy loins, it should be. Bowels, that sounds kind of funny. But either way. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. He's saying he's going to establish the throne of the kingdom of Solomon forever. Now, we're looking at translations here. The kingdom of Solomon did not last forever, even though he had relations with not Bathsheba, but the queen of Sheba. No, it's not going to last forever because of sin. But my mercy, this here is with condition. The way they put it is without condition. God has conditions with everything he says. Your love is with condition toward your children. You might let them get away with things, but eventually the conditions are going to arise and you're going to lose it. If they can continue to push your buttons on certain issues. But my mercy shall not depart. He said, now this is what he's saying. My mercy shall not depart away from him as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. In other words, if he's going to be a foolish king, I'm going to have mercy upon it. But I didn't have mercy upon Saul in that way. And in verse 16 he said, thy house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee, and thy throne shall be established forever. In other words, they're saying that God put a throne before David. This is really questionable to me because David has no throne today. You say Jesus? Jesus has no father. So he's no different than the people that this Jesus that you narrate, or that the New Testament narrates. He's no different than the ones that were in the book of Genesis who had relations with the young women, the Watchers. He's a child of the Watchers, if you want to put it that way. Yes. That's not God. No, that's not God. And according to all these words and according to all his visions, so did Nathan speak unto David. And then would King David and sat before the I am. And he said, who am I, O God? And what is my house that thou hast brought me hitherto? And this was yet a small thing in thy sight, O Yahweh, but thou hast spoken also to thy servant's house for a great while to come, and it is the manner of a man, O Yahuwah. And what can David say more unto thee? For thou, O Yahuwah, knowest thy servant. Yes, God knows his servant. He knows the evil that he's going to do. He knows all these things that's in his heart. And also that which come out of his loins, which has his own DNA. He knows these things that's going to happen. And even to the point, as we go later on, we're going to see where God says the throne of David is established forever. His word is not going out void. But there shall not a man sit on the throne of David. And your Isis is a man, period. God is going to sit there. Because it's God's throne in the beginning. Now, he said, for thy word's sake and according to thine own heart, thou hast done all these great things to make thy servant know them. Wherefore thou art great, O Yahweh. For there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, from whom God went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make himself a name. And in other words, he knew God had called Jacob to make a people to himself. Let's keep reading. And to do for you great things and terrible for thy land and before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt and from the nations and their gods. For thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people to be a people unto thee forever. And see, there's another one. Yes, it is. The people of God are a people unto God forever. Jacob. Yes. Forever. This is why you got those other people that God had put in the land, and they think they to deceive men. You're not deceiving God. You're deceiving yourselves. Your parents have deceived you to the point where they made you think that you are this and that, but you're not. You're just plain old Caucasians, period. Now, from the nations of their gods, which redeemeth thee, he said, and one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom God sent went to redeem a people for himself, to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land, before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and from their gods. In other words, he redeemed them from the gods of Egypt. In other words, the mentality. You have to get out of the pagan mentality. We have to get out of that pagan mentality and get to the point where we just serve one God. Even as I stated before, to the point where our lives are to the point where we just want to please God, his words, to separate ourselves from this earth in obeying his commandments, statutes, ordinances, and laws. Yet we might appear to be of the earth in some instances, and some of us, we say words that the earth has established their own righteousness. We say we drink, we do some of everything. But the fact is, we practice the law, the Sabbaths, the holy days. We practice those things. We even have many wives. Some of us have 3 and 4 wives. We practice. We do those things that are before God that he allows us to do. There's much liberty in the law versus Christianity, which man has made up. Christianity, man has made up many things that you're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to wear dresses. You're not supposed to wear pants. You're not supposed come on now. What does the law say? You're supposed to have your head covered. You're supposed to have your head uncovered. What does the law say? I ain't talking about the New Testament. I'm talking about the law. For thou hast confirmed thyself to thy people to be a people to thee forever, and thou, O Yahweh, art become their God. And now, O God, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant and concerning his house, establish it forever and do as thou hast said. God's going to do what he says. It's just the fact that men are not going to do what they say. They said, and all that God has said, that will we do, said Israel. And even to this day, they rejected him. And now he has to deal with a man. And let thy name be magnified forever, saying, the I am of hosts, God over Israel. And let the house of thy servant David be established before thee. For thou, O most holy Yahweh, God of Israel, has revealed to thy servant, saying, I will build thee an house. Therefore hath thy servant found in his heart to pray this prayer unto thee. This is just the prayer David is saying. He's not prophesying. He's not saying anything. He's just praying according to what he hears. And now, O Yahweh, thou art that God, and thy words be true, and thou hast promised this goodness unto thy servant. He's praying. He's throwing the words that Nathan had told, the prophet Nathan had conveyed unto him from the Most High. It says, therefore now let it please thee to bless the house of thy servant, that it may continue forever before thee. For thou, O Yahuwah, hast spoken it, and with thy blessing let the house of thy servant be blessed forever. So David wants to build God an house, a temple. This is that same temple that you find in Tel Arad. It's been built up. It's built by Solomon. And then it was built again by Herod. It's been repaired many times through captivities. Yes, there was not a man sitting on the throne of David for a long time after the captivities. Once Nebuchadnezzar came, there was never a man sitting on the throne of David, even to this day. The throne of David is not in heaven. The throne of David was among men. Because of sin, that throne is cast down. There's no man even righteous enough to receive the mercy from the Most High, even least. When we get into the book of 1st, 2nd Kings and 1st and 2nd Chronicles, how boring it might seem to you. I mean, I'm going to read it anyway. I'm going to just put it out there that you might have a reference. Yes, and those who would care to look. and see why the things are going on in your life and in your city, your country, your nation that shouldn't be happening. And with that, if we keep his commandments, statutes, and ordinances and laws, we will have peace.
Walk with me.